Newzroom Africa's Athi Mtongana is there, and she's standing by to take us through the day's developments. Quite an interesting couple of remarks from the Secretary General of the ANC, Athi Mtongana, on the judiciary, but also confirmation coming through that President Cyril Ramaphosa will be in the room when the chairperson of that province is announced.
Yes, Judy, they're expecting President Cyril Ramaphosa, as soon as he lands in South Africa from France, that he'll head straight to Cape Town, where he will be, of course, delivering the closing statement to the conference. That is just, of course, before the newly elected chairperson of the province gets to address the some 700 delegates, including guests and various leagues like the Veterans, the Youth League, as well as the Women's League. Now, an interesting thing that we have been hearing throughout the speeches that have been delivered by those at the 9th Western Cape Provincial Conference is how they were really imploring and cautioning and warning delegates from accepting money that would then translate into the influence of the outcomes insofar as how they are voting for the conference is concerned. Even the Secretary General, Fikile Mbalula, who was addressing the delegates, giving opening remarks, really warned the delegates that the money that they are receiving, or that they are said to receive to have them bought for votes, will be finished by Monday. So he was really saying that at least they should use their minds when they think about who they really want to take the Western Cape ANC forward into the general elections next year, especially also considering the dynamics and the challenges that the Western Cape faces insofar as, you know, the setup and the makeup of the Western Cape. Of course, many of the challenges that people face here are the same challenges that other people in other provinces are facing. But another issue that a lot of the people that were speaking, comparing how the Democratic Alliance is governing in affluent areas and how they're governing in the less affluent areas and the disadvantaged communities, taking aim at the way in which the Democratic Alliance claims to be governing well everywhere in the country. Now, yes, he did mention, Secretary General of the ANC, Fikile Mbalula, that is, he did mention the Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. You might know that he has recently come out to speak on the way in which Parliament has executed its oversight role insofar as implementing those Zondo recommendations, which actually found that Parliament was found lacking in ensuring that they counter and prevent the scale of corruption that has been seen at government level and even at SOEs. And so at the back of that, Parliament responded to the Chief Justice criticism, going as far as inviting the Chief Justice to Parliament to speak on these particular issues. Now, another interesting thing that we also heard during this conference, in fact, right now, when Fikile Mbalula, who's the spokesperson of the ANC in the province, spoke about, of course, those challenges that they faced yesterday, which delayed the opening of the conference. He spoke about the situation with regards to accommodation. With accommodation, some of the leagues, like the Veterans, were sitting at hotel foyers because the rooms that were booked for them were apparently used by the friends of some of the delegates here. The IPC convener yesterday saying that they are going door to door to try and get those people out. And indeed, Fikile Mbalula this evening confirming that they have kicked out those people who were not registered, who are not part of the conference, but were occupying the rooms that were supposed to be occupied by registered delegates. I'm going to move back again to another interesting point that was made by the Secretary General, because he was speaking about a lot of things and we were obviously trying to capture as much of what he was saying. He also spoke about the former president of the ANC and of the country, Thabo Mbeki, the letter that he penned about the criticism to the ANC in Parliament and how they are shielding the executive, particularly with how they dealt with the issue of Phala Phala pertaining to President Cyril Ramaphosa. Fikile Mbalula saying he has a right to criticize where he can. He has a right to take time to think about the things that he has spoken about. He says he won't fight him about that because he has enough time in his hands to think about the things that he says publicly. However, he is saying that the ANC does not have a leadership crisis. That's the context to which he was raising that particular point. And then on the issue of separation of powers, he brought the Chief Justice saying that he should not speak outside of his mandate within the courts and the judiciary. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Judges are not demigods. It's like Judge Zondo now. He's got an opinion week in and week out, which is fine about him, that certain things must be done and all of that. But we must respect separation of powers, because he has done what he was supposed to do. He's finished. He has handed over to other organs to do their job. That's it. Parliament and all of that. Naye ubhala la report, it took him a longer time. He had to change it from time to time and ask for more, for more, for more.
So the spokesperson of the ANC in the Western Cape, Newzroom, confirming that the credentials, which they were concerned about, very worried about, because you know the drama that is involved at various conferences of the ANC with regards to credentials, he's saying that they were able to adopt them within 30 minutes and that registration is done and that they're now going into the organizational report, they're going into the financial report, and then once they conclude those particular elements to the conference, they will be able to open up the session again because it's closed to members of the media, and once it's open they'll be able to obviously showcase the process of nominations, the names that the branches had actually nominated to lead the province. Those will be processed by the elections agents, and that will be open to members of the media, where we'll even see if there are nominations from the floor. And again, I need to remind you the names that have been reported to be vying and to be in those ballots. Richard Janki, who is the chairperson of the Section 194 Committee in Parliament, Cameron Dugmo, who is the leader of the ANC in the provincial legislature, as well as Lerumo Kalago, who is the IPC convener. So those are just some of the names that have been put forward and that we've heard a lot of the delegates here speak about when it comes to that all-important position of being the chairman of the ANC in the Western Cape.
Athi Mtongana with the comprehensive report. Thank you.